Unfiltered Media. Guys, in today's video, we are going to be talking about two things. One, we're going to be exploring a potential Kevin Durant trade for the Philadelphia 76ers. And two, apparently Markieff Morris is interested in coming home to Philly and signing with the Philadelphia 76ers. We're going to jump into both of those topics right now. Now, first story. Do I think that there is a possibility that we could see these two gentlemen on the screen right now playing alongside each other for the 2022-2023 basketball season? There is a reason that James Harden still has not signed on his contract. Something big is going on. I think Daryl Morey is going after a big fish. There's two really big fish that are available right now. The biggest fish being Kevin Durant and secondary being Kyrie Irving. Now, lots of teams are saying, okay, Sixers are interested in both of these players. But, people are saying, well, I think that Suns are maybe the top destination. I think Miami's the top destination for KD. Well, according to trade laws in the NBA, neither the Phoenix Suns and neither the Miami Heat are able to trade for Kevin Durant unless another team gets involved. It has something to do with second-year contracts and the issues that the Nets have right now with having Ben Simmons on their roster. I'm not going to delve too much into that. So I started thinking to myself, what could a potential Kevin Durant trade look like? And I put together a successful trade on the NBA trade machine. I want to go through this trade with you guys, and I want to ask you, what do you think about this trade? If you were the GM, if you were Daryl Morey, and this was placed in front of you, would you pull the trigger? So here's what the trade looks like, okay? The Sixers trade to the Nets Tobias Harris, Matisse Thybulle, Tyrese Maxey, and the Sixers 2029 first-round pick. So now let's talk about this package. In this trade package, the Nets would get two young, interesting players. You get Tyrese Maxey, which it would absolutely gut me to trade. I love him. He's my favorite player on the Sixers. But this is potential superstar, okay, that's only 21 years old. You have Matisse Thybulle, who's a young defensive prodigy that hasn't been able to put it together on the offensive end. And you have a serviceable player on a somewhat bad contract that 2 years later it's going to be a cap clear for you, and a 2020 first round pick. For me, in terms of players that the Nets could get for Durant, they want somebody that is young talent. I don't think that they can find anybody better than Tyrese Maxey, just my personal opinion. So I think this is something that the Nets would consider. On the Sixers side, obviously we get KD for 4 years. KD, I don't think he's been the greatest the past two seasons. Obviously, he's coming off an injury. Wasn't super impressive in last year's playoffs, but I still do think that he's a top player in the league. He's a legit alpha scorer, which is something that we need. And bringing back Seth Curry, somebody that can just really light it up from three on an unconscious level. These are two things that we are desperately missing. And I think if we make this deal, we're automatically title contenders. So, I mean, if I'm Daryl Morey, just because of how much I like Tyrese Maxey, I would really have to let this wash over me for a while. But I've been thinking about it throughout today, and I would have to do it. I would have to pull the trigger. I would have to do this deal. You give me KD, you give me Seth Curry. Okay, I'm sorry, but I would move along from Maxey for that. There's probably not another player, not many players in the league that I would move along from Maxey, because I really believe in the guy's potential. I like his attitude. I just like everything about the kid. But this is my trade proposal. What do you guys think about it? Let me know in the comment section below. So for a second piece of news today, Philly native Markieff Morris is actually interested in coming to join the Sixers. So somebody got at him on Twitter, and they just said, come to Philly, and he replied. He said, been wanting to for a while now. Now, it's reported that Markieff Morris is thinking about signing on somewhere soon. Now, does that mean that for sure he's going to sign on with the Sixers? It doesn't say that explicitly. But here he is showing his interest in playing for the Sixers and saying that he has wanted to do so for a while. So let's look at Markieff Morris. Let's look a little bit at the type of player he is and what would be his addition to the Sixers. So Markieff Morris, you're looking at stat-wise, he's one of the players where the stats don't jump off the page because he's kind of like a junkyard dog. He's someone who is a tenacious defender that plays extremely hard. He's a player that is an absolute pest. He's just one of those people on your team. If he's on your team, you love him. If he's not on your team, he just annoys the absolute hell out of you, especially during a playoff series. He can hit threes when he needs to. He's a great free throw shooter, and he's really, really experienced in big moments. He's a player that has that want to. He has that dog in him. Fits phenomenally with players like DeAnthony Melton, like PJ Tucker. If you want to make a tough, strong team, I think Markieff Morris, for me, he's a great addition. I don't think that he cares about money at this point in his career. Sixers only have $3 million to spend at the moment. I think that's enough. I think he would come for that. For me, it would be a great signing. So I would love to add Markieff Morris to the bench. Now, I want to ask you guys, okay? We're going to end off the video here. I want to ask you, make a KD trade proposal. If you were Daryl Morey and you were trying to trade for KD, what would be your offer? You saw my offer. I'm offering Tobias Harris, Matisse Thybulle, regrettably Tyrese Maxey, and a Sixers 2029 first-round pick to get back KD and Seth Curry. What is your deal? If you had to make a trade, if you're Daryl Morey, make it. Write it for me in the comment section below. And my final question to you is, do you want Markieff Morris? There seems to be some interest. He's a Philly boy. He wants to come home. I think he would be a great role player off the bench. Do you want to sign him? We got that $3 million in cap space. Do you want that money to have Markieff Morris's name all over it? Let me know in the comment section below. Guys, that's all I got for today's video. If you enjoyed the video, please consider subscribing, giving me a thumbs up, and please join the conversation. I want to see your trade proposals. I want to know what you think of a potential Markieff Morris signing. That's all I got for this one today, guys. Until next one, go Sixers.